Hello and welcome to final round coverage of the Seven Oaks Open. Today we are at Seven Oaks Gold, a championship course at the famed Seven Oaks course. Here we are with tournament director John Williams. How you doing, John?
I'm good, Harper. Thanks for having me. Excited to see these guys attack this new course.
Yeah, we've got a great card today. Some of Nashville's staple pros. We've got Stone, Blake, Logan, and Telly. We're going to see lots of great forehands today. And you see our guys are coming in at 4 down and 3 down. So really shows that this pro course can really present a challenge even for these guys who are just masters in the woods.
For sure. We got Logan starting us off. He's an Innova guy.
Yeah, Logan coming out with the lead. Really showing that his forehand technical abilities really help navigate this course.
Yeah, we're going to see some booming forehands today. But first, let's take a look at hole 1. This is a par 3. Throwing over this out-of-bounds road, you have to land in this grass to be safe. Players aren't going to be worrying about that OB left, but kind of a challenging downhill par 3 to start the day, but kind of a must-get.
I honestly think this is one of the prettiest holes on the course. Just looking at it, you're going down that hill, and it's a great way to start your round. And really, speaking of starting your round, you really want to get a birdie right off the first. We've got Logan flicking his boss straight down the hill.
As you can see, we were blessed with beautiful weather on the day. Fortunate to have bright, beautiful skies for this one. Here's Telly, local legend. Got a booming forehand, one of the best in the world. He's got an awesome backhand too, so we're going to see a lot of both.
Super smooth form, just releases it flat and clean. A little bit stable. I believe he's throwing a Scorpius here.
Yes, he is a Millennium-sponsored player, and he and Logan are teammates on Flying Colors disc golf as well.
And Telly's going to be left with about a 25-footer. Here we got Blake, my fellow Prodigy teammate. He's going to be lining up at D2. Just kind of going more of a line drive approach here. That's great. Going straight at the basket, hanging out right. That's how you want to play it.
Go in. Ooh. I will say this is the first time I've seen this video in this moment, so I'm excited to see it for the first time. Here's Stone, more of a local weekly sort of guy, building a name for himself. He's young. He can smash on both sides as well. Big props to Stone for making this lead card. He's throwing his color glow destroyer here.
Maybe one of the lesser-known pros in Nashville, but if you don't know him now, you're going to. He plays solid, and he's going to show up at some bigger events.
There's Logan. Oop.
A little short, 45 feet.
Here's Stone. See if we got any first-hole jitters on the card.
Ooh, just a little bit wide on the putt. Got Telly, a little bit of an uphill look.
Telly beans.
Not too much of wind to speak of today.
What? No comment. Telly with the easy 3.
We got Blake. Pretty much tapping range. He's got that all day. Great birdie.
Blake
D2, PA3.
Yep.
That's all you need.
Stone
tapping in.
Oh, these KC AVRs. And Telly's going to be using, Harper. Telly's going to be using the ET Omega Big Beads all day.
I'm sure a little disappointed with the par there, but not too much to worry about. Just not taking bogeys out here.
All right, here we got hole 2. This is par 5, a combo of 3 holes on the normal Seven Oaks layout to produce this challenging hole. You got to have some crazy power to challenge the top of these trees, so most of the entire field is going to be throwing either this air shot or a roller on the underside.
And there is an out-of-bounds, actually hazard line that runs down the second half of the hole on the left side, so it really forces you to have an emphasis on placement as Blake throws this beautiful...
Perfect shot.
Just barely cresting the hill. For the air shot, you really have to keep it low, so props to Blake for doing that there. Logan probably throwing a similar shot to the last hole. That low forehand really works out for him. He's going to be testing that ceiling you were talking about.
I assume that was a boss of some sort.
Here we're going to be able to see Telly's power. He just gets so much pop on his release. Just a little simple 1-2 step, and he gets a ton of power.
He and Logan, more famously known as Team Finger Pop because of their legendary forehands.
And Stone, I'd say, gets a ton of distance on his forehand. I want to say I was talking to him, and he says he can get up to 500 feet on flick, which is just crush.
Here he is again with that Color Glow Destroyer. You can see the really nice flight he's getting out of that.
Yeah, so 3 of the guys going forehand here. Surprised no rollers. I saw a lot of the guys in the pro field go roller here just to get over that hill and out into the fairway, but these guys are really sticking to their guns. Logan's going to be out on the right side. This hole, although it is 1,016 feet, there is the technicality of placing the right shots and, like I said, avoiding the OB, but also staying off the woods lines on the right. You really want to be on that left side to open up your angle for your third shot.
For sure.
And these guys are probably a little shorter off the tee than they would like to be. You really, in my opinion, you want to get past down the woods line, kind of past that little mini ditch, but, you know, with these guys' power, it's not too much of an issue.
About 200 feet in front of Blake is a group of trees on the left, and that's where the out-of-bounds line starts. And so Harper was saying you want to get in ideally positioned toward the left, but you can't challenge that OB line too closely.
It looks like Blake maybe got a little bit nervous about that OB line, just kind of hanging out low right. It's going to leave him with this tough forehand approach. And you see on tour a lot of these par 5s that you see these guys play, that they are eagleable. Hole 2, there is no chance for eagle, essentially. You would have to get 2 incredible rollers, and I believe the whole day no one was able to get a 3 on hole 2.
No threes on this one the whole day. And that was a great shot by Blake. Threw his D1 up to the green.
Stone throwing his 3rd forehand on the hole, 2nd air shot. And he got it pretty close. That's a good shot from that spot. You never really know what you're going to get from there. It's a weird forehand hyzer angle. You have to kind of keep it low under the ceiling, but these guys know how to get it done.
This is a Draco from Telly.
Ooh, testing some of those trees, but that's how you got to do it. And he is parked for birdie. Great hole.
Not a bad place to be.
Logan, a little bit of a tough lie here. Taking his time.
Nice shot, Logan.
And he's going to put it close too. These guys are really dissecting the hole, and Blake's going to be furthest out. Looks like he's got about a 32-footer uphill. Ooh. Just didn't commit to it enough. Just looked like it kind of fell out of his hand. Logan, he's going to capture a birdie even after being a little bit out of position.
We're about to be pretty heavily in the woods here. You can see we're kind of entering into them. We're going to be in there for a little while here coming up.
Yeah, holes 1 and 2, maybe not your typical Seven Oaks feel. Oh, Stone misses a short one. But yeah, after hole 2, you really get into the feel of what Seven Oaks is known for. And as these guys are tapping out, we got to give a shout out to John Freitas for doing the camera work out here. Last minute, stepped in at the 11th hour, and we really appreciate him doing the camera work.
Yes, thank you, John.
Here we've got hole 3, which is, as you may know it, alternate hole 5. You go up the hill, 272 feet. Definitely plays a little bit longer. These guys are going to be throwing up the hill, and just a slight bend to the left. Really, it's almost a straight shot. And this is one of those holes where it's pretty backhand, forehand neutral. You really can just go with whatever you can shape that line with. But Logan just hangs it a little straight.
I think shape's the key word there because it's like you said, a pretty straight shot with a little bend in the left, but there's a lot of danger to avoid.
And Telly throwing a pig here. That is ambitious for this hole. 272 feet uphill. playing a little bit over 300, so that's a crush for him.
Telly problems, throwing a pig 300 feet uphill effortlessly.
Blake, we're going to see the first backhand on the hole. Starting to notice a trend. Blake really sticking to his backhand. He's got a great forehand as well, but these other guys are just forehand predominant and backhand. And Blake, excuse me, just sticking to what he's got.
That was his 750 H3 V2. He's Team Prodigy, also on Team Full Flight. And here we got Stone throwing his Color Glow Destroyer again.
A little bit too turned over. Calling for some luck, some ground play.
Logan with some extra commentary there. Thank you.
And Logan, this hill does slope away a little bit. I'm not sure if he's given this a full run because on that backhand hyzer jump putt angle, it can get away from you and leave you with a tester putt. So that looked more safe than aggressive to me. Oh, Blake clips an early branch. Really not a mistake you see often from him.
Let's see if Telly can capitalize on this this pig shot.
Uphill, maybe pushing 45 to 50 feet. Ooh, good run. Just pushes it a little wide. Looks like Stone actually got the closest here, and he's also going to miss that same putt a little right. Blake, no. He's going to start out with an early bogey. Not really a mistake you'd expect to see. Given where his drive was, middle of the fairway, should not take him 3 shots from there. But I'm sure he'll bounce back.
Yeah, he's going to dial it in. I think I'm safe bet to say these guys are going to start dialing it in here real soon. Those first 3 holes coming in as the 9th, 10th, and 12th hardest, so kind of 3 in the middle of the pack to start the round. But we got some toughies coming up.
Yeah, a little foreshadowing. Hole 4, I think one of the most technical holes to reach down and get a drive within the circle.
That hole averaging right at 3. This one, though, over 3. Tell them about it, Harper.
350 feet downhill. Honestly, this hole is kind of a thrower's choice. You can throw backhand, forehand, kind of a common theme running throughout the course so far. You'll see a lot of these guys kind of throw slower stuff since it is relatively downhill, and looks like Logan's looking up. Going to that same boss. And I have never seen that line, but you hear that thump. He's going to hit early and be out of position.
He takes that, I don't know if you've seen him throw 17 at Cedar Hill, but he takes that same over those trees on the left. If you know that hole, it's pretty absurd. Telly going
more traditional.
That is his gator.
See him celebrating after. Great shot.
I think he liked it.
We've got Stone just trying to finesse it down the middle. Looks a little pulled left. Looking to find a gap. And it looks to have fought through a little bit.
We'll see where that one landed.
Blake, this looks like an M4.
He calls it his mac and cheese M4.
Beloved run by Prodigy throwers, and ooh, that early left side is honestly pretty easy to throw into, but not where you want to be. You see Blake is just throwing a tomahawk. Not really much left there. And he's not going to get too much distance. I'm sure distance was not the priority there, but he's gonna be struggling to get a 4. Here we see Logan, kind of a similar fate to Blake. That one has got a lot of power and height. Super aggressive play there. Blake didn't even get out to the middle. This would really be a miraculous 4 save.
You wonder if he's still in conservation mode or if he's a little upset and just trying to get as close to the basket as he can, which it looks like the latter. Oh, he had a shot. That worked out well.
I think that was a good choice there going mid-range. He could have gone faster and maybe more aggressive, and I'm not sure that would have worked out as well, so I commend his choice on throwing an M4 on the forehand approach.
Logan with the bid there. I should mention Logan also with Team Full Flight.
Stone looks like he's going to get his 3, and honestly on hole 4, that's playing below average, and really all you can ask for. Blake with a long look for 4. Looks like he's going to be at least 3 over on these past 2 holes.
And honestly, a 3, picking up a third of a stroke there. That's coming in at the 5th hardest hole, averaging almost 3.4.
And you see Telly was parked. What a great shot. He put it within 6 feet on his drive.
Drop in for a deuce.
I can't even describe how good that drive is. Oh, and Logan. Unexpected miss there. Blake hoping not to add insult to injury. Hits the double bogey.
I think that's the best 5 I've ever gotten.
Best 5 he's ever gotten.
Good 5, Blake.
You see it right there. Hopefully no more in the round for Blake or for any of these guys. 5s are really going to set you back. These guys are so solid in the woods. They're really not going to be taking scores like that often.
So Stone and definitely Telly picking up some strokes there.
And Logan also taking a 5. You see hole 4 really has some teeth to it.
Well, now we get into the, as we call them, the inners of Seven Oaks, which are 3 of the most beautiful and challenging holes on the course. And here we have a nice straight tunnel shot. What do you got?
This one, in contrast to the last hole, it has a similar straight feeling shot to it, but this one, in my opinion, is twice as easy. The gap is just a little bit more straightforward, and by virtue of distance, it's just shorter and really one these guys want to get.
That was Telly's rock. Also, if you play the course, if you play the 3 inners and you look at the T signs, those were actually made by Telly.
Stone throwing his first backhand in a few holes, and he's going to miss that gap on the left side. Pretty easy mistake to make. This gap is it's even smaller in person. Logan throwing his classic rock. I know he loves this disc. Had it in the bag forever. Little high right.
Yeah, sometimes it does feel like it's a disc width size gap, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of the common theme with all these inner holes is tight, unforgiving lines, and really makes for great holes.
This is mac and cheese again.
And that is smooth.
Golden, baby. One time.
Stone is, I see him throw that zone so many times, and it is always a money angle. Stone with the zone. Logan, he's about 80 feet. There is a little bit of a drop off behind the basket. I doubt that's in his mind right now. Oh, especially not after missing high. But great run from him. Stone for par.
Is this for bogey or for par?
I believe this is for par. Yep.
Oh, he did. Nice. My bad. Good save, Stone.
Yeah, really, once you hit early, par is very respectable. And you see Telly so far this round is clean. He's now 3 down through 5 and basically a dream start.
This will coming in as the 11th hardest, averaging right at 3.
And Blake really padding his bounce back stats, going bogey, then double, then bouncing back with a birdie.
Here we go, Harper. Hole 6, inner 2. We push this one to the back position, and it's just a tight little S all the way back there.
This hole just feels old school to me. Just really tight, crazy, just unforgiving lines, really. And
the whole way, really. There's a tiny section where the trees on the sides aren't shaping it, but it's this line the whole way to the basket.
And it's not a true forehand or backhand hole. It's just do whatever you can to get a 3. I think actually is in a lot of these guys' minds. I'm not sure how aggressive they are in attacking the basket, but a 3 is great here. Definitely gaining strokes on probably about half the field, I would say. You see Blake, the forehand play, in my opinion, isn't really attacking the basket, but he's getting in great position. This hole only 300 feet, feels 450 with the technicality of it. But if you get a good solid drive, then you'll likely have just a jump putt to the green. But it's all
That's
about
a
the
really good
dangers of
looking
hitting
shot from
early.
Stone.
What'd Stone throw there?
Stone was throwing his T-bird right there.
It's a great shot.
But yeah, if you can throw a forehand right down the middle, it does open up considerably on the right side. So you're right. If you're throwing forehand, you're playing the hole for 3. Logan putting himself in pretty tough situation here.
You see Logan, after shooting -4 the first round, getting off to a rocky start, +2. That'll happen out here. It's really hard to play 2 identical clean rounds at Seven Oaks. Just by how tight these fairways are, you can really be off by a foot, and it completely changes the course of your round. Blake somehow finds his way close to the basket. That was a great shot. Going with the forehand roller, really showing how small these lines are. Logan a little clueless on what to do here. You see the rough is really can be punishing.
This is where you love the trees at Seven Oaks, but sometimes you hate the trees at Seven Oaks, and he's probably feeling the latter right now.
Stone, you see, got pretty far up with his drive, but not an easy 3. He's still out. And really, it feels like Stone has played the hole solid, and he's looking at a likely bogey. That really shows that hole 6 just, it does not spare anyone. And Telly really getting further than I remember on his drive. This is a great shot. Oh, no.
Yeah, he made the gap. He's good.
But he still is left with a par putt, not outside the circle. Logan outside the circle hits it with authority.
Good putt, Logan.
And Blake, this would be a great scramble. Being relatively early in the woods, forehand roller, and he gets his par. Great putt.
Definitely a par 3. Scoring as the easiest par 4. It's averaging at 3.9, coming in as the hardest hole. Let's see if Telly can convert that 3.
Definitely a par 3. I mean, I saw Justin Bennell throw an F5, and he put it to about 5 feet away. You can really shape this hole, and you know, the distance only 297 feet, but it's just so technical.
Yeah, only a handful of deuces in the whole field across both rounds.
Thank you. Easy game.
Good comebacker from Stone.
All right, hole inner 3, 7 on the gold layout, affectionately known as Pappy, because of this large dying tree that will fall in some decade. But here it just makes the hole, and again, we're playing to the short pin here, coming off that hole 6. You are really wanting this this deuce because this hole's under 300 feet.
I'm not sure how the stats played out, but as far as playing this hole, this felt as one of the easiest holes. And Telly, after his hot start, is not able to get off the tee here.
I don't think I feel my hands.
Blake, he's going to be stepping up with his P Model US. Super underrated putter from Prodigy. He's going to be just looking to throw it straight and let the disc do the work. That's kind of the way to play this hole on a backhand, in my opinion, and looks like he does that pretty well.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
Stone, I love this play. The flex forehand, if you have it, I think it's the cleaner, more effective way to get there, and he's just a little bit too outside.
That was a foot away from being parked. That was his zone.
That's kind of the story on this hole. You're either hitting a tree and ended up 50 short, or you filter right to the basket. And Logan throws it even tighter, very clean line.
They like it. We like it.
Telly looking to stay bogey-free. Just get up and down. It's a little wide. Oh, and he connects on a tree. Hole 7, not expecting to see any bogeys from our lead card.
One of the few holes on the course that did average under par. So definitely one you are trying to get.
This putt, maybe without Pappy, would be a little bit more of a death putt, but the way the right-handed backhand putt shapes up, it kind of serves as a backstop.
All right, we got Telly here, just inside circle 2. Maybe
Maybe a little outside.
outside circle 2.
This is a bomb. So really looking to stay clean this round. Taking his time, going through his full routine.
Looking good.
Look at that.
Oh!
Anheuser release in the basket. He's going to run that down.
I heard that one was for Theo, so shout out to Theo. Love you, buddy.
You see, he didn't even really need a jump. He just has such a clean spin putt that Anheuser angle, that speed on his release, that's all he needs to get and drop a 75-footer.
Beauty.
Ooh. Rare air ball for Logan.
Logan is definitely a hyzer putter. I don't know. I mean, has he ever putted the disc flat? It just always coming in, hammering on hyzer, and when he's on, it's pretty scary.
I think authority is a good word to use for Logan. Whether from any distance, even closer than he is now, he doesn't change the speed. He really just slams it in there and relies on the chains. Stone catches the nubs just a little bit low, but you see he's laughing it off, just keeping a good attitude about it. And that's what you got to do out here. You got to stay patient, especially coming into hole 8, I believe the easiest hole on the course.
That's correct. Yeah, hole 8. It's the easiest hole. It's a quarter stroke under par. Par 4, definitely a 2-shot hole. We're thinking about maybe pushing that hole back another 50, 60 feet if the woods permit it, but for now it's a little more gettable, but still a demanding 2-shot hole.
And you say easiest hole in the course, only a quarter stroke under par. That really shows
in
that,
quotes.
Right, that everything's playing close to par or over, and this is one where you can chop it up. You can go long off the tee, you can go short off the tee, and really it's just dealer's choice.
Scorpius from Telly there. Each shelf you can get higher on the back side of this tee shot, the better, because if you can see the basket, it's an absolute bonus, but it's not a common thing to throw a tee shot that lets you see the basket, or not an easy thing, I should say.
And you see these guys are going with fast drivers. A little surprising here. You can disc down and really bend that shot, but these guys are really going for gold.
What did you throw on this one, Harper?
I personally threw a beat-in PA4. I went the more almost conservative route. I threw it full power, so I was able to get onto one of the mid shelves.
Up and down, easy 3.
Yeah, and that's really all you need here. You can
Stone.
go putter and get this hole.
A boss from Stone there.
Blake hit a little earlier than I thought. He's going to be going with that same tomahawk shot. That ultimate experience coming in handy. A little hammer.
AVR approach from Stone. He likes to use that disc for his approaches as well. I believe this is a Stingray from Telly.
I'd say this hole has one of the more forgiving fairways on the course, and not even off the fairways. I'd say it's a little more clear than, let's say, the inner holes. Logan really getting distance off the tee, just left with a jump putt. But that's about as far as a drive you'll see. It's definitely a 2-shot hole.
You're still feeling pretty good about a 3. He definitely feels like a birdie, and I guess it's a big must get, but
Blake, that looked 100 feet. That was great putt.
puts him back to even. Let's see if that can kickstart his round.
Wow, I mean, he's got woods behind the basket, as you can see, and he just had no fear on that putt coming in on a hyzer. Great birdie, and I guess he took the musket to heart. I believe that was a star frame for our card.
Star frame with 3 guys inside 15 feet. Well done, boys.
I guess Blake didn't want to get left out.
Here we go. We got hole 9, par 3. We went up the hill. Let's go right back down. This is such a beautifully shaped hole. Playing to this back basket.
I'd say now that we're getting to the last hole of the front 9, I'd say the front 9 almost presents more challenges than the back 9. You see someone like Telly, he's already -4. He's got the basis and the foundation for a great round going. But really, any of these guys can light it up on the back nine, and this is a pretty good closing hole of the front nine, just really forcing a tough technical shot.
That was that P Model US again from Blake, and Telly with that Stingray.
I think really the play here is you want to test. There's this tree that kind of forks up at the top of it. And I think if you get just around it with a lot of height, you're really going to fight down to the basket. This is one of those unique holes that, like, I can't remember another hole that I played that is like this.
Yeah, we affectionately call that tree, you reference the perfect tree, because it's as if it was placed there to get in the way of disc golf shots.
And this hole almost does a U-turn. I would say where Telly is about 90 degrees right, and you see he's still, 40 feet ahead of the basket. It's just a really unique shape. You see him cringe after that putt.
If this were basketball, people would be chanting air ball, but we won't do that.
That's my line.
Yeah.
You see Stone missed a few in that same spot, just pulling it a little bit. You'll see it. He's using a lot of wrist, so maybe just the timing being a split second off. Great putt from Blake.
Like you said, he's an up-and-coming player. He's probably in the 980 range, trying to make a name for himself, and I don't know how many filmed rounds he's played, but it's got to be jarring to be playing on a fairly big stage in front of camera for the first time.
Definitely, and Seven Oaks Open had a strong field, so he didn't beat a bunch of scrubs to get on lead card, that's for sure.
Yeah, we had some people travel up here for this tournament, and you can check the standings to see some of the local names that made the trip, and yourself also making a nice showing on Chase card.
And Telly, I believe that may have been his first bogey of the front nine. That in itself is an incredible feat, going through the first 8 bogey-free. But I'm sure he's not going to be happy about that one. Stone, no. These guys are not going to be happy, both 3-putting the hole.
Having played with Stone probably every week for the last year, I can confirm he's an outstanding putter. Just a little shaky at the start, but he's going to clean it up.
That's going to wrap up our front nine. Telly really setting the pace for these guys. Logan coming into the round with the lead, and he's sitting over par. Really just shows that this track is tough.
Yeah, we're going to see what they can improve on, and I'm sure they're all going to be coming out of the back nine swinging, so stay tuned for that coverage.
Yep, check it out.